Everyone, I've met some of you already, but for the rest of you, I'm Jasmine, and I'll be talking about the UBC AeroDesign team. Unlike sailboats, we do not make boats that go by themselves. We actually make planes that are remote controlled, and it's controlled by the pilot himself. So today I'm going to start by talking about what our team really is. Then I'll also talk about what we exactly do, followed by what we learned from it. And then I would also touch upon the team structure of our club. Although there is a section in the end for question and answers, feel free to stop me anytime if something's not clear or if you have no questions. Okay, so I'll start by talking about myself first. I'm an international student from India. I did my high school there, and I came to UBC for mechanical engineering. I'm currently a third-year mechanical engineering student, and I've been in the UBC AeroDesign team for 3 years. The reason why I came for mechanical engineering and why I joined this team is because from a very young age I was always intrigued when I saw planes fly in the air. I've traveled quite a bit myself, and I just want to know how it's done and why can't I do it, why can't everyone do it. And when I came to UBC, that's why I went to mechanical engineering, and that's why I joined the club. Currently I'm interning at ESEMP Energy. It's an oil and gas company, one of Canada's biggest. And my next internship is in JFE Steel. They produce steel pipes and other steel equipment all the way in Japan. So that's the beauty of sciences and engineering. Once you start studying it, the variety of fields that you can go to, there's no limit to it, it's infinite, it's so diverse. Okay, that was about myself. Now let's talk about the club. The club has been there since 1992, that's over 22 years old. How we started the club was by competing in a competition by a Society of Automotive Engineers. It's now called SAE. At that time, our team was called UBC AeroDesign. I'm very proud to say that in our very first in the competition, we came first and got the trophy home to UBC. Since then, we've participated in 22 competitions, and out of those 22 competitions, we've been ranked top 10 in 20 of them. A couple of years back, we changed the name from UBC AeroDesign to UBC AeroDesign, as you all know it by now. Currently, we have around 30 student team members, and they are from all faculties, from engineering, sciences, arts, business, everywhere. We welcome everyone. So what do we actually do? Like I said, we compete in a competition organized by SAE. Every year, SAE lists down all the rules and restrictions that you have to meet in order to build your plane. Once we have those restrictions, we make sure that they are met, otherwise the plane can be disqualified and all the hard work you do is essentially gone to waste. So our team goes through the rules very, very carefully and in a very detailed manner, making sure we cannot miss any single one. So once we have all the rules and restrictions to be kept in mind, we start. We first start by software designing. So what software designing really is, we start by, instead of making the whole plane at once, we start by single components of the plane. We design everything on the computer, and once it's designed, we put it to software testing. So we see how reliable this part is, how stable this part is, make sure it meets the requirements. Again, that's very important. And does it meet our objective? So we've designed, on the computer, now we've tested on the computer, now it's time to actually start building. And that's when we start the construction. Before we start constructing, this picture that you see is completely computer generated. So even before we start making the plane, we already know how it's going to look like. That's the kind of software we use for designing. So like I said, now we have the design, now we know what we're going to build, now we know it's stable, now it's time for construction. That's the first picture that all students come together. We make a design approach and a construction approach, how we're going to make the project work within the given timelines. So in this picture, the second one, you see how our wing looks like from last year's competition plane. Inside, 90% of our plane is wood, which is, and to be more specific, it's balsa. Why we use balsa? Simply because it's light and it's strong. So we want something to be light. Why? Because it's easy to make it fly if it's light. So we've started the construction, we've made different parts. Now we have all the different parts ready, constructed and built. It's time to assemble them, and that's when it's towards the end of the year, and we get all the parts together and assemble them. And that's how the plane ends up looking like. That's our competition plane from this year. So the plane is ready, we've designed it, our team is good to go, they're confident we're going to win. So what do we do next? We go to the competition. This year we went to Florida. This picture is from March, like actually just a couple of weeks back. And honestly, this is my favorite picture of all the ones I've shown before. Why? Because this shows that engineering team is not only about engineering, it's more than that. All of these people that you see in the picture, they're all different competing teams. There are 75 total teams from over 10 countries. So it's an excellent opportunity for talking to other people, networking, and also we see what design they took, what design approach they had in mind when they built the plane. Like this one you see, that's another team's plane. So it's not like it's my plane, I'm not going to show it to everyone, it's open. They encourage to share ideas with each other. So now we're there at the competition, we've talked to other people, but now the D-Day comes, the competition. One, you want to make sure everything is ready to go before the plane flies, and it's last minute repairs to check, to test everything so that you're not going to have any problems. And then it goes up in the air, it flies. How many of you want to see the video of it actually flying? Yeah. Raise your hands. Perfect. See it? So that's my friend, my teammate who's holding the plane, and the air boss says, go, let it go. And the pilot is controlling the plane with this remote control, and it takes off. So what the competition really requires us to do is make sure it takes off within the specified distance, goes around, come back, and land safely. So we'll have a look how it lands. Just to give you an idea, it's not very simple task to build a boat, a plane, a car. So I remember in this competition out of 75 teams, 15 to 20 teams didn't even get their plane in the air because of some last minute problems or issues they faced. And then it lands. Yeah, that was a perfect landing. So you're probably thinking now, who wins the competition if everyone builds a plane, everyone flies? The objective of the competition is to lift load. The team that lifts the maximum weight wins the competition. So coming back to my presentation, so we've seen how we designed the plane, how we built the plane, how we completed the competition, and how we won the competition. So now I'm going to talk about my team, how our team really works, how our club really works. At the beginning of each year, we divide our team into 4 subsections. One is the design team. They are responsible for carefully reviewing the rules and requirements that were established by SAE. They're also responsible for designing the plane on the computer and making sure that all the calculations are done and the plane is again stable, reliable. Once the design is ready, a construction team comes into play. They use all kinds of tools. They go to the machine shop. They use resources like laser jet cutting and water jet cutting, and they're also responsible for getting everything together with the assembly of the plane. The third part of our team is the administrative team. No engineering team is complete without the administrative part. So there's not just engineering, there's much more to it. That administrative team is responsible for looking after our budget, making sure we have enough money, we get enough money from the sponsors, and all the expenditures being tracked properly. They're responsible for the safety of the lab workspace we work in, that you will see in a few minutes from now, and safety of the teammates who are working there. Also, they're responsible for marketing, recruitment, and outreach, so that our team is made is popular amongst other students who are not a part of it. During events like these, to share our ideas what we do with you guys. The last subsection of our team is junior members. So these are new members that join our team. We have new members joining every year, and they help both in design, construction, and a little bit of administrative, so that in the very first year, they get a taste of all the different departments, and then they can choose in the following year where they want to be focused on. Question? Okay. So that was our team structure. Any questions? Oh, I'm the team captain, so I'm overlooking everything. but if I have to place myself in my first year, I was obviously a junior member. In my second year, I was a part of the design team, and then later on I was involved in construction as well, and this is around the team captain, so my second title is Chief Administrative Officer, so obviously I've gone to the administrative team, so I'm also overlooking all 4 teams. Any other questions? Okay, so what did we learn from this club? Firstly, you actually get to use all the theoretical stuff that you studied in class to actually see an application and apply it. It's from aircraft structures to designing to engines, and your knowledge is increased exponentially. You also get to get hands-on experience because you're the one who's designing the plane, you're the one who's machining the plane, you're the one who's assembling the plane. But these are all technical things, but there's more to it. You talk to so many different teams that are the competitions, and networking, your network is also expanded. And since you're working with a team of 30 students, your interpersonal, your team skills are also enhanced in the process. And employers love that when you go for a job. In the end, I would like to say that we very heavily focus on UBC's motto, which is Cum Est. It literally means it is up to you. So the more you put in, the more you will get out of it. So how to join us? You just need to be a UBC student. It does not matter which faculty you belong to. Like I said, we welcome everyone. There is no application or essay we ask you to do. We just want students who are working hard, who are consistent, and who show dedication throughout the year. So, the floor is open. Any questions or comments?